Next up in Battlefront Madness, the matchup is Boba Fett versus Captain Phasma. Let's start with Boba. Boba Fett has probably had more changes to his character than anyone else in Star Wars Battlefront 2. His rockets were once the best hero ability in the game, but now are just kind of cool to look at, not necessarily super effective, at least in comparison to what they once were. Boba's concussion rocket is still a nice way to disorient enemies, and his scan can make things far easier for the player. Boba's jetpack is what makes him the most unique, however. The jetpack is now much faster than before, which is both a positive and a negative, depending on how you look at it and depending on how you play. Boba in the films is pretty underused. It's really impressive how little we see of Boba Fett in the saga, and yet he still is such a famous and iconic character. Boba's voice change between the original films and the special edition does add a whole new feel to the character, but his death is just... ugh, what a waste. If he's dead, I guess he's still being digested or something. Who knows? Then there's Captain Phasma. Phasma can probably relate to Boba when it comes to being a wasted character in the Star Wars universe. She appears in The Force Awakens looking and sounding like a badass, but that's about as good as things got for her. After being embarrassed in The Force Awakens, she reappears in The Last Jedi where she falls into a fiery inferno of death. Maybe somehow she's not dead and she can redeem herself, but that fire looked pretty intense. As for Phasma in the game, she has gone from pretty useless to pretty great. Her staff strikes have gotten a heavy boost, but still aren't as great of an option as they should be. Her turret is fantastic in Heroes vs. Villains and makes a nice accompaniment in all game modes. But her survivor power, which temporarily boosts her health, is probably the most useful power she has. Although the zoom on her gun is also something that separates her, as she's able to shoot much further with a rapid fire gun. That's a nice advantage. So what do you guys think? Who should be the winner, Boba Fett or Captain Phasma? It's time to vote. The top right hand corner is where your journey begins. Now get up there and...
do it! Just do it. Just do it.
Nicely done, ladies and gents. Now make sure you voted on the other matchups. There's still time to make your votes count. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned because more madness is to come. See you tomorrow.
How convenient to have you all together. You saved me the trouble of hunting you down. The First Order will conquer you all. Soon we will reclaim the galaxy. Perhaps you'll take part.